Just across the Cumberland River from those neon lights of Broadway, we welcome you inside Nissan Stadium here in Nashville. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Tennessee Titans. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. It is for real. Season begins here. Off we go from Nashville. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Come on, set. Bronco 80.
Former Tulane star. Here's Tyjae Spears.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains, they're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Looking to throw, it's Ward. Good throw, taken in, and they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
An early test to start this one. 3rd and inches.
60 bites, 60 bites. Bronco 80. Hey, whoa. Ready?
We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. First down and more inside the 40. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25. A big-time run by Jacobs. 31 yards. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Ready? Viking 18. 79.
They'll run with Spears. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. 14 on the pickup. That's good for a Titan first down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical right down the numbers.
Cougar 19.
Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
Now, first down throw for Ward. Here comes the screen to Spears. And he's in. What a drop. Tyjae Spears. Touchdown Titans.
It is certainly an ideal way to start a season, Mike. You get the ball first, you come out, you look sharp, you're in and out of the huddle, you're super efficient. Not only do you take the ball all the way down the field, but you come away with 6. And I know they sure hope that this is a sign of things to come, not only for this offense today, but as the rest of this season unfolds.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. A tight end in motion now. On the ground, here is the rookie out of Clemson. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line. 12 yards on the game. That's good for a quick first down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. Big play after big play to start this drive. 34 for that one.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Okay, break. Roll. Ready.
Here's a run going left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, L.A.
First down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9.
Here's second and 9.
Ready.
He'll drop to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down.
And 9 yards to go.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down?
Fourth down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Here it is on fourth down. And he's in. Touchdown, L.A. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game. The extra point from Carney is good. And the Rams come right back to tie it at 7.
Joshua Carney to kick off for the Rams.
Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
24-yard line.
On the double.
So here's a first and 10 now. They'll start from the 24.
Down. 70 Timberwolves. Ready.
Now it's Ward. That one caught. It's Chimray DK. Nice game here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Forced to his right. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. They are cooking to begin this drive. This play going for 30 yards.
First and 10.
This guy has just such a knack for getting open, Mike, and whenever they're looking for that big play, he's usually one of the guys at the top of the progression, and it's pretty easy to see why.
Let's go. 19 Tigers. Ready?
He'll get this out wide. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Second and 10.
Got it. Ready?
We'll try again here.
19
Second
tight.
and
19
10.
tight. Tag. 70 Lions. Panther 60. Panther 60. Ready, ready?
Throwing again is Ward. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
This is intercepted. He gets free. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Los Angeles. So third and long, trying to pick up the first down and keep the drive going. Instead, the worst result. It goes back the other way, Greg, and the defense scores with a pick six.
Mike, sometimes there's a fine line between being aggressive and being reckless. And I think you find yourself in third and long, you're trying to make a play, but sometimes you just press a little too far, and this time it leads to the turnover and the pick six.
From the 6, here comes the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here we go. Shot. Bronco 80. Cougar 19. Check out.
They'll start this drive on the ground with Spears. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery and the great return for the touchdown. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
Over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Let's go now. Viking 18, Bronco 80. Alert, push. Talk to me. What you got? Go.
They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down.
The 35-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
Okay, break. Stephanie. 60 Bison.
So, first quarter in the books here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. The Rams out to the early lead. We're back in Music City after this.
Ready.
From the 35, here's second down and 2.
Get it. Cowboy 80. Watch it. Ready.
Out of the gun, Ward. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
On first down, Ward. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards.
He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
Pass to 60, pass to 60. Ready?
Throwing on third down, Ward. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force fourth down. So on fourth down, time to kick it away. Jake Camarda to do the honors. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Ready. Set. Ready.
Drive will start on the ground. And a missed tackle there. He pushes forward. And will give him 4 yards.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
From the 31, here is 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Check go.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Open man is the tight end, Harold Fannin. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now give up the middle, and he's able to force his way through one man, but he can only muster about a yard on that play. Second down.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Here now, 3rd and 5.
Let's go.
Now they'll set up to throw. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he's going to get there. He got the first down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
First down, Rams.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
So they come to the line for first down and 10.
70 left.
He'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down at the 30.
Just a really nice, simple play design. Just get the ball to one of your playmakers on an underneath crossing route, and he does the rest to secure a nice gain. That's just good, simple execution.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
They'll stick with him again. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yardage, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
The truth is, Mike, they just aren't getting the push they need up front. This defense has been a motivated group these last couple plays, and now for the 2nd straight time, they failed to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Third and 11.
Let's go now. Cowboys.
They'll look to throw. Unloads downfield, looking for Nakua. And the Titans are going to get the football here as it'll come out to the 20.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
Run up the middle, Spears. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the 2nd half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
2 minutes remain here in this 1st half. We're back to Nashville in a moment. Second and 10.
Let's go. 60 Vikings. 60 Vikings. Buffalo 18. Go.
Shotgun snap for Wolf. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long.
18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Cougar 19.
Rush in. Rush in. Rush in.
Ready.
From the gun, here's Ward. This one complete, right side. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down. Now the Rams going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the 2nd quarter. Here's Jake Camarda now, and he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football.
Set. 60 Eagles. 60. Take off.
They'll begin here on the ground. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. The tight end going in motion to the left. Back to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. Now a timeout Rams. That's number 2. Clock says 25 seconds till halftime.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Now a 3rd and 2.
Dragon 60. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
And that is incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
Take it in at the 8. And a nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10.
Get it.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down. And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the 2nd quarter clock.
On the 6.
2nd and a yard.
Here we go. Set. 70 Timberwolves. 70 Lions.
Check.
They'll keep it on the ground here again. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. They'll come up here 1st and 10.
Set. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. 70 Timberwolves. Dragon 60. Let go.
They'll run the draw. That's Spears. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 1st half of play. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the 2nd half is underway.
Ready? 70 Timberwolves. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Cowboy 80.
The 3rd quarter begins with a run. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And a much better result here. Give him 7, and it sets up 3rd down.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Third down, they need 5.
Go!
And that is incomplete.
So you have to imagine this offense goes in at halftime. They're feeling pretty good about the position they are, especially knowing they possess the ball coming out for the second half. You want to put together a great drive and add to the lead. No time to be conservative, no time to just sit on this ball and punt. You want to keep the pressure on the defense and score every time you get it.
Fielded at the 9. And it's a decent return. Gets some of that yardage back before he's forced out of bounds.
Down! Panther 60! Panther 60! Eagles! 60 Eagles!
Check the call, check the call.
Ready?
On 1st and 10. Ward. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again. And so much for a nice gain through the passing game. Not finishing the play, fumbling the football, and the offense has turned it over, Greg.
Mike, give credit to the defender here for not quitting on this play. They just give up a chunk play in the passing game. He stays after it, and instead of just making a simple tackle, he attacks the ball, knocks it loose, and creates a big takeaway for this defense. I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. And this ball's going to be incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
3rd and long. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. What great work just to get those hands up there. And now it's 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
So on comes Joshua Carter to try this field goal. That is not going to do it. Tried to bite off a rough with that one. It's no good. And this will stay a 2-possession game.
Set up! 19, Tiger, 19, Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready?
On 1st down, it's Ward. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen. This one could be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
Well, the best screen plays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back. Those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Pace.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Bronco 80. Go.
Throwing, Ward. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
At the Rams' 40-yard line.
Ready.
Throwing is Ward. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
It's now
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Here we go, strike! Cougar 19! Let go!
Third and long. Here's Ward. He's going to let this one go deep. And the Rams are going to get the football, and they'll have it just past the 20-yard line. This drive starts at the 21. It's first and 10.
Go!
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he will not be able to turn upfield. He'll drop him behind the line.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
He'll get this into the hands of his running back. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. A gain there of 24 yards. Good for a Rams first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Unloads downfield, looking for Nakua. That's going to be incomplete. Tucker, very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
And I think when you look back on the first half, this was an element of the defense that really was missing. There was a lot of open windows, a ton of green grass for the receivers to make uncontested catches. So nice change of pace here. Continue to force the issue and make these guys earn the catch.
A throw left side finds Dell. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 41. They get 18 on that one. First down, L.A.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the first down.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
A gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
Ready, set!
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second and 9.
Here we go! 18, 19,
They bring the tight end in motion. He'll drop the throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Third and 9.
Set up! 18 Cardinals.
He chooses to keep it on the zone read. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Touchdown, Rams. Well, they were not hiding anything there. The quarterback takes off, and Greggy takes it the distance for the touchdown.
And this was a run from the jump, Mike. There was no disguising anything. There was 10 guys blocking and 1 guy running. And in this case, it's the quarterback taking it in for 6.
Joshua Carty to kick off.
Here's Carty now. He'll kick it away following the touchdown. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
26-yard line.
Ready! Cowboy 80! Ready!
Now, first down throw for Ward. That's complete on the tight end screen. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
At the 21.
Well, you know, Mike, if I had to guess, I'd say that's probably not what they had in mind when they called that play, but those guys on defense, they felt like they knew what was coming from the start, and they got to him in a hurry.
Caught by Spears out of the backfield. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
There's a lot of ways to get the ball in the hands of your running backs, and it's not always by just handing it to them. In this case, it's a simple check down, picks up a good gain, brings up third down.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8.
Here we go, shot! 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Watch the back on his leg.
To throw is Ward. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he is out of bounds at the 45. 17 yards on that connection. First down for Tennessee.
At the 45-yard line.
Ready up! Ready! Cougar 19! Check out!
Throwing again is Ward. Finding room at midfield. He'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Number 86.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Ward to throw again. Here comes the screen to Spears. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
70 Lions! Hawk 70, Hawk 70! Ready?
Play fake, now Ward to throw. He's got his man, Keyshawn Butte. And they'll take this down inside the 35. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
Probably took him a little bit longer than they would have preferred, but he finally gets on the board. First catch, first touch. Here as we start the second half.
19 Tiger, 19, 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
Again, it's Ward. Open right side is a Conquo. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
Trap 60. Shut up. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So, here's a first and 10 now, down inside the 20.
68, ready?
Crunch.
Cowboy 80. Hut, hut.
To the air again, Ward. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Go.
To throw on second down is Ward. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Let's go now. Viking 18. 18 Cardinals, 18 Cardinals, 49 Broncos.
Crash, crash.
And some problems communicating on third down, and that's going to be a delay.
On the set.
So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face
Here we go.
third and long.
Panther 60, Panther 60, Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 19 tight, 19 tight. Let go.
Out of the gun, Ward. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. And the Rams are going to take possession here as they get it at their own 4.
First and 10 at their own 4-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Hut, hut.
Now a give on the ground. Great run there. He gets this up close to the 30-yard line. A gain there of 27 yards.
First and 10 at the
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
So, first and 10 now from the 30.
Shut up. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Let go.
He'll stay on the ground. Threw him up the sideline at the 45. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. He's done it again, back-to-back good runs. 19 this time, and another first down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Hut.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down.
The tackle made at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4.
Let's go now. Cougar 19. Let's go.
We'll try the right side this time. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Ready.
Third and 2. Here we go.
Hawk 7. No, let's go. Viking 18. Ready.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. He'll be brought down at the 37, but that is good enough for a first down.
And this is just a defeated defense at this point in the game, Mike. It's been like this all day long. They just have not been able to get the stops when they've needed them. Here's another chance on third down, and they just can't make a play.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready.
Right back to him on first down. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Rams first down.
First down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, like, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Maybe a couple there. It's third down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
They've moved the ball well here, but now face 3rd and 2. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And he's going to have a Rams first down. As this defense is unable to hold, gain of 7 on that 3rd and 2.
And they continue to lean on him in these short yardage, need-to-have-it situations, tough yards. He's been getting them over and over throughout the course of the game, and he picks up more than enough there on third down.
Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's going to set up 1st and goal. This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. The Titans will use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. They'll try to run this one in. No, he's not going to get in. In fact, they've shoved him backwards. We have an injured player for the Rams on the field. He'll get himself looked at, but this is not how you want to begin a new campaign. From back at the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal.
Come on, go!
Handoff here, up the middle. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
3rd and goal.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. So last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll run. And once again, nothing there. Stopped short with no gain. Now 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. And now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Rams will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Joshua Carty to kick off for the Rams.
Cardi back out following the made field goal. He'll kick this one away.
The Titans take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Okay, break.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Ready? 70 Lions. Hut, hut.
Back to throw is Ward. Rolling to the left. And he did a pretty good job trying to get back to the line of scrimmage as he's chased out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the
Just getting
36-yard
anything
line.
out of that one, I think, is a positive. It looked like he might have to throw it away early. Instead, he pulls it down.
Come on. Trap 60,
He winds up
trap
picking
60.
up a yard.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Hut.
Shotgun snap for Ward. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end.
Ready, set.
And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Ready, ready. 70 Timberwolf. Like the 18.
Check. Check.
Go.
Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. First catch for him on this new season. And it results in a first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
It is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. 70 Lions.
He takes off. Calls out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down.
1st and 10
Got it.
at the
Ready?
32-yard line.
Ready. Bronco 80. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready, ready.
From the gun, here's Ward. Quick throw here is complete. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Titans going to use the last of their timeouts here. They'll stop it with a little over 30 left in the game. 1st and 10.
Go! Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready?
Now it's Ward. He'll find his receiver. That's DK. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10.
Another Titans
Give him a dozen
first
yards
down.
on that one and give them first
at the
and
9-yard
goal.
line.
Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal.
Let's go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
Here's Ward. That one needed to come out quickly. It did not. It is a sack.
Let's go.
From back at the 13-yard line. It is second and goal.
The 13-yard line.
Hut, hut.
Looking to throw, it's Ward. That is caught.
Tempo.
So it's a win for the visiting Rams. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign. my partner, Grego. For our entire team, I'm Mike Cerrito. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long.